Hey guys, what's up? It's Mac. So today I'm going to be talking about all the different ways I've come out as being transgender to everyone. I've been making YouTube videos online for over 3 years, and scattered out throughout those 3 years I have, the stories of, over hundreds of videos of me coming out to different people, but I'm gonna make a, telltale all video of, step by step who I came out to, when, and how. So the first person I ever came out to was in August of 2015, and that was the world, meaning YouTube, the internet. I made my first YouTube video, and I said, hey, my name's Mac, I don't really know if I'm trans, please help a brother out, I'm gonna make videos and, be my friend. So I started making other trans friends that way. I would, comment in the comments of other people's YouTube videos, and I'd make friends that way. Then, a couple months later, in maybe September or October of 2015, I joined my school's LGBT group. I ended up coming out to them as I'm Mac, can you call me he? But don't tell anyone, it's just between us, okay? My parents don't know, my other friends don't know, it's just between us, okay? Also, in September of 2015, I guess this would have been right after I kind of joined the LGBT group, my dad called me and asked me, he's like, you've been talking about trans topics a lot, are you questioning your gender? And so then I told him yes. Then in December of 2015, my dad and I flew out to one of the top gender specialists in the country, and I got diagnosed with gender dysphoria. So he knows now I have gender dysphoria. This is a fact. And then we told my mom right around then. He told her right before he flew out, I'm flying out because, our daughter has an appointment with the gender specialist and stuff like that. So that's how my mom found out. She found out through my dad. So none of my teachers at the time knew, none of my friends knew, none of my other family members knew, work didn't know, nobody knew. In April of 2016, this is 4 months after I had my diagnosis, I ended up breaking down with one of my best cisgender straight friends. And I told him, I'm trans, I just got diagnosed, but don't tell anyone. It was after a movie, he was asking me who I had a crush on or something, and at the time it was some trans guy, and I told him it's a trans guy. Oh, also fun fact, I'm trans. And my friend took it super well. He's like, I'll keep this on the down low, don't worry about it. And then so over the next 8 months, I didn't tell anyone. I was questioning, do I come out? Is being happy worth it? Or should I stay in the closet? That way I ensure I don't lose all my family and friends. I don't get disowned. So after 8 months, I decided I'm coming out. So I told my parents in January of 2017, I'm transitioning, this is happening. So in January, February 2017, I started telling all my friends that I had from college, that I had met first day, freshman year of college, that I'd been friends with forever. I started out telling one by one, and I'd be like, I have something to tell you. And they'd be like, oh, what? We'd be at coffee or something, and I'm like, you're gonna hate me. I can't tell you. You're gonna hate me. And I'd just be baiting them to ask me questions why? Tell me. You have to tell me. You have to tell me. And I just keep saying, you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. And then they'd be like, what? Did you murder someone? Or what's happening? And I ended up telling them, I'm trans. I'm going by Mac now. I'm gonna come out. I understand you're gonna disown me. That's fine. And my friends were like, we're not gonna disown you. This is nothing, we can handle this. And my friends were incredible. And I ended up telling three friends in person. And I have a group of 30 friends, right? This whole cluster of 30 friends that we hang out constantly. And I only told 3, and I'm I physically cannot tell any more people. This, I can't do it. Please spread the word. Spread it through the grapevine. So that was really helpful for me because I don't the face-to-face interaction. So having friends spread the news for you is good if that's something you want. That's what I did. And my other, 30 friends found out, and I'd be getting text messages and be like, oh my gosh, we still love you, blah, blah, blah. Or I'd see them. I hadn't seen them yet, and they'd just be like, Mac, what's up? And I'm like, hey, I haven't even seen you since you found out. The last time I saw you, you called me my birth name and she, but now you're calling me Mac and he. This is awesome. So then 2 months later, I came out at work. I had been at my job for about a month, 2 months, and I had gone in. I had interviewed originally at my job as my birth name and as she. My first day of work in March 2017, I said, my nickname is Mac. Mac. Like, you can call me Mac. Like, don't worry about my birth name. But they're like, okay, cool, we'll call you Mac, but we're still gonna call you she. Because I didn't tell them to call me he, because I didn't tell them I'm trans. I'm freaking out. I'm on testosterone already. I'm starting my job, and I've been on testosterone a month. In a few more months, my voice is gonna be dropping, my face is gonna be changing, I'm gonna be growing facial hair. They're gonna be really confused. I couldn't bring myself to tell my boss or my coworkers, so I went to the HR department, the human resources department. And I work at a really big corporation, so we have a big HR department. So I went up there and I'm like, you know, here's the situation, I'm trans, I'm afraid to tell my boss and coworkers because I'm afraid I'm gonna get fired. Like, I'm literally afraid I'm gonna get fired because they might discriminate against me or they might treat me poorly. I don't know. And so HR was like, well, you know, we can have a meeting all together, or I can tell them for you. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, please tell them for me. So it was really awkward. One day, my coworkers were being called one by one, like into the HR offices, and my boss was called up there. It was like, I knew what was happening, and it was so awkward. And then like later that day, one of my coworkers was like referring to me. She's like, oh yeah, like he did that report earlier. Yeah, he got it done earlier. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they just called me he. They know now. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. And my coworkers and boss have been incredible. There were like hardly any slip-ups over the past like year and a half. It's been great. So now it's like April 2017, and my brother and my extended family, my aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents, they still don't know. So right about before I come home for Thanksgiving, I don't live where my family lives. I live about 6 hours away from them. So when I went home for Thanksgiving, my parents told my extended family and my brother, like maybe a month before, like, oh, LOL, like you're gonna see Mac. He goes by Mac and he now. Also, he's gonna have a really low voice and look a little bit different. So call him Mac. Great. And so I saw my family and they were all really cool about it. They had a lot of questions because obviously these people have been, you know, they've known me since I was born. These people have known me for, you know, 21, 22 years. So it was really cool that they were picking up pretty quickly on the pronouns and name. So those are all the people that I've had to come out to in my life. However, now I'm in a position where people read me immediately as male. So I meet a stranger, they read me as male because I look and I sound male because of testosterone. So if I want them to know I'm transgender, if they don't know already, I have to tell them, oh, this is my past. I was born female. Like, I'm transgender. And then they're like shocked because like, oh my gosh, what? So it's a different kind of coming out. Before I was coming out looking like a girl, oh, I'm actually a man, you know? But now I look like a man and I'm like, oh, I was actually born in a female body. So it's a whole different way of coming out. And so that's been really interesting for me to be getting used to over the past, you know, 9 months, year or so. So those are the ways I've come out. None of them have been like, you know, super creative. I didn't make my mom a cake that said, you know, it's a boy, or, you know, do any kind of creative things. It was just mostly like people found out, like my dad found out and he told my mom. I told 4 friends, you know, and they spread it to the rest of my friend group. I told HR and they spread it for me. So that's not how a lot of people want to come out. A lot of people are like, no, you should never out a trans person. Like, if you have a trans friend, you should never like spread the news that they're trans unless they deliberately tell you, please spread the news for me. Because it's not cool to out someone. That's like a very personal thing. And a lot of people want to individually come out to people on their own. Me, I'm a coward. I did not want to come out to people on my own. So I came out to a select few people and I asked them specifically, please spread the news. So that's how I came out. If you guys have any like interesting, really cool coming out stories, I'd love to see them in the comments. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below. Share this video on my channel with your friends. If you haven't followed me on social media, what are you doing? The links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.